Hey there, everybody. Thanks for joining me for another one-man review. Today I'll be taking a look at a self-published, it looks like self-made in a copy shop book from Cristian Castelo. I forget the title of it, and it's not anywhere on the book that I can find. I forget the title of it from when I ordered it, but I don't think it's really matter. You go look at Cristian Castelo's stuff, and this will be on his web shop. Really cool, like a bunch of stickers put on it. So everything about this very handmade, sewn on the side. It's obviously digitally printed through some copy shop, I think. But the print quality is phenomenally good. It looks like an actual offset. So there must be some kind of like digital offset printing that is being used for this, because the lines look like lines. They don't look like they're being broken into a halftone. And the ink actually is like really sexy in the way it sits on top of the paper. But also, Cristian Castelo hasn't really adjusted the artwork too much, I don't think, because you can still see where the ink gets gray a little bit. You can still see some remnants of pencils here and there. And given the kind of yellowy tone of the paper, it almost feels like an artist's edition in that sense. So probably one of the best printed, like self done at a copy shop looking things I've ever seen. If Cristian Castelo sees this, if anyone knows, I would love to know what kind of machines or how this was printed, because it looks like there is a way now for people. And I've seen this before. I've had things printed from like the copy shops at one of the schools I used to work for, where it was digitally printed, but the lines like sat up on the paper like this. So I would love to know more about this, because this seems like a way that people could have digital prints but still have good representation of their artwork, unlike most of the halftone things that happen. I got this because I just really love Cristian Castelo's artwork. I'm going to blank on the name of the other book that came out recently, but I've seen, and then there was like a weird Spider-Man Venom one too. I have reviews of both of them. I'll link the big one that I'm forgetting the name at the end of the video, but really love the kind of abstraction, the focus on shape, and then just the beautiful control of line weight and all of that throughout Cristian Castelo's artwork. This book starts off with Dixie. This is the main character here, who's a really phenomenal pitcher for a girls' baseball team. And this kind of just follows Dixie and her friends as they're headed towards college. Because this is hand done and like all put together, Christian's able to go in and actually like put a foil sticker here as a response, an emoji response in one of the word balloons. Absolutely love that. I mean, I would love to make books that have foil stamps in them, or holograms, or something like that that get distributed to the mass market. That's something I've been trying to figure out how to do for one of the collaborative projects. So to see someone who can actually like, fuck it, I'm gonna make 50 copies of this or whatever, I can manage to do it by hand. I love that, and it shows ways forwards in comics. And obviously Cristian Castelo has a style that could be as mainstream as you want to go, successful in the kids market, the adult market, whatever. So I hope that these kind of more personalized things find a way into Christian's art. Like if this gets collected by Drawn and Quarterly or something like that eventually, I hope they find ways to mimic those things, because they're quite nice. So after the game is over here, there's a scene where Dixie goes out with her mom, and her mom is really encouraging her to chase her passion and to chase her talent, and saying like, look, you're going to go become this famous baseball star. And it says, you'll be living your life, and I'll take the stillness of the phone and the emptiness of the mailbox as a sign of a job well done. And I really, really love that piece of text. It is like how a parent should be, not trying to hold on to their kid and not mourning the loss of their kid being out of touch, but like, hey, I did a great job. I created an adult who has a busy adult life. And like, it's not that my kid doesn't love me or not in touch with me. They will get in touch with me, but like, I did a good job. I made a competent adult with a full life. I think that should be the ideal of any parent. So I really like that as a bit of writing. You can see some really beautiful stuff going on in the art here with the stark black and white, but then with some of these like stippled textures to get the fireworks. You can see here where there's some of this recording of the ink being not totally black, so you get some of the grays in the ink as well that I say make this look a little bit more like an artist edition. Everything's not totally perfectly adjusted, which I find really sexy. Then the second half of the book is dealing more with like a little bit in the future now where the girls are going to be going off to college, and Dixie doesn't really want to pursue baseball anymore. They're not going off to college, but she doesn't want to pursue baseball anymore, and they're talking about how this affects their chances for their future. And her best friend is like, hey, you don't get to quit. Like, we've all put so much time into this as a team, and like you're gonna fuck the team over, and then if you fuck the team over, you like fuck all of our futures too. You're kind of like our ticket out of this shitty little town. And obviously that causes a blow up between them. Like, is that all I am to you? I'm not your friend, I'm just a ticket. But her friend is saying like, look, you know, like we've put a lot of effort into you and developing you as well, and like you don't just get to take off on that. So they're having this real battle about what teamwork is, and you know what obligations people have with investment to each other. That's again a really interesting conversation that's handled well, where you kind of feel sympathetic to both views as it's going. This page also just shows some of the really great abstraction of shape, like this right here with the sleeve, just all of the kind of rhythms of the blacks and whites on the page. I really love this abstraction of the hand here. It goes too far, it looks too goofy, but it really gets the sense that, you know, she's saving her friend's life by grabbing her boot and holding on, and the veins are popping out. Yeah, just shape and line playing off beautifully everywhere, a lot of action. So exactly why I bought this in the first place is how much I love the art, and then really, you know, have been enjoying the writing quite a bit as well. And then you just get another page here where they're having this fight. And again, the abstraction of this is all beautiful. Some of the images almost even take a second to resolve. Not because there's anything wrong with the art, but just because they're purposely abstract. And I love that. I think, you know, having seen Cristian's work in color too, obviously, in Cristian's mind, I think there probably is a color scheme going with this that would make all the images like more easily readable right away. But I quite love all the silhouette work, the shape work, kind of the fun shapes of the different characters' hair, kind of in these like long flat noodles. This image in particular, all the negative space combined then with the slick line work defining the edges of the shapes, is all just really beautiful stuff. This obviously is not the end of this story as far as I can tell. Maybe I shouldn't say obviously, but from what I can tell, this is not the end of this story. This story could keep going, but I could be wrong. It could be like a one and done, just about these friends' relationships falling apart. But I get the sense there's some larger narrative here. I sure hope so. Really enjoy this book. But I also know that other larger book that I'll put a video link to in just a second also was like a volume one. So I don't know. I don't really care where Cristian Castelo goes artistically. I'll kind of be there for all of it. I'm a huge fan, and would definitely highly recommend this work to everyone. And then again, you can see some fun, like different approaches with photocopied look and the stickers all over. Just make this a really fun product in general. So definitely go get yourself a copy. I'll have a link to it below because I don't know the title of it.
Make sure to like, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell.